dear. Hopefully this will work. I don't actually know. I believe in it, yo, Sassy. There he is! Now, the last time I played this game, I got gloriously soft-locked. That's the rooster that shot the monk, the fucking croque monsieur. I am on pain meds as well, so this is gonna be great. I think we're getting close to unraveling this whole rebellion nonsense. Let's not dawdle, Sparrowson. We're nearly there. Alright, let me just deal with this letter first. Spam? I don't think so. It's from Cocorico. Severin? Well, go ahead, Sparrowson. Let's hear it. JJ, if this letter reaches you uninterrupted, then it means that I've been captured or killed by the rebels. What? Last evening, the inspector gave me a tip-off at midnight trade between the rebels and the croque monsieur on the Rue de Marmoset. I intend to watch from the shadows, but I know that such a mission is a dangerous one. Wish me luck. If this is the last correspondence you'll ever hear from me, then I suppose I should end on a positive note. Falcon, you are a good friend and an excellent lawyer. I'm sorry for belittling you all these years. Kind regards, Severin Cocorico. Is this for real? There's no way. This letter has to be some sort of setup. It's Severin's handwriting. Where do you think he is? I don't know. Why would he go alone? I don't know. We have to go help him, right? I mean, if that trade was at midnight last night, it's 10 o'clock now. He might still be okay. Maybe. I don't know. Come on, Falcon. Pull yourself together. You gotta act fast while there's still time at the clock. You're right. Sparrowson, grab your coat. We're going to save Severin. Really? Are you serious? Absolutely. I know he can do it. With all the investigating we've done over the past couple of weeks, I think we know the rebels better than they know themselves. We can find them, we can outwit them, and we can bring Severin home. Wow! You're bursting with confidence. Where are we going? Was Severin's letter not clear? He was investigating the Rue de Marmoset. That's where we should start. Yeah. Yeah! Let's go. The voice acting is going to be subpar. I'm sorry, guys. Come on, Sparrowson, keep up. No time for reason. If Cocorico is last seen around here, then there has to be a clue nearby. Right. Select the narrator. Well, we'll start with the blood, I guess. Best and stationery. Come along for all your writing needs, whether you need paper, ink, stamps. What are you doing? Stop procrastinating, Falcon. Cocorico's life is at stake. There's a pool of blood here. Looks fresh. Look, there he goes. I see drag marks heading toward that tunnel which leads straight to the Seine. If I had to guess, someone was killed here last night and their body was hastily disposed of in the river. But I see several sets of bloodied footprints too. Some are faint, but they head that way toward the main road. So he could still be alive? Let's see where the footprints go. Here? The footsteps lead right to Notre Dame? It seems that way. Unbelievable. Where's a friar when you need one? Forget the friar. Let's keep following the blood trail and see where it ends up. Wait a minute, Falcon. Shouldn't we get the police involved before we go any further? The police can't be trusted. That's why we were sent on this mission to begin with. You remember what Severin wrote in his letter? The inspector was the one who gave him the tip-off. Huh? What are you saying? You think the police are in on this? At this point, anything's possible. We have to stay focused on the trail. Hey, wait up! That way leads straight down to... Man, I'm famished. When is that mouthy parrot gonna relieve me duty so I can grab a snack? The trail keeps going. Hey, isn't that the concierge jailkeeper? Quack? It's Quack, you dummies! I had no idea you were a religious man, Monsieur. I'm not, but I had a career change. Private security pays much better than regular jail keeping, you know. Monsieur, we don't have much time, so I'll keep it brief. We're following a trail that leads to the door behind you. We need you to let us pass. The door behind me? You idiots. The door leads straight to the catacombs. You don't want to go there. The catacombs? Besides, just because I know how to get in doesn't mean I'm just going to let you pass. I got a job to do. I have integrity. I promised to act as a guard, and that's what I'm doing. You want a bribe, don't you? Bingo. What do you got? Here's a present. Here's my fist. Do I have a present to give him? We'll just pay him off. We've got the money. Here, for your troubles. 10 francs? What are you trying to insult me? Here's something else. I'm not giving you any more money. I'm gonna offer you something else. Must be tiring to stand there all day all night. I bet you'd love something to eat. Now that you mention it, what do you got? Fuck all. Eat glass. Here you go, Monsieur, for your troubles. What the hell is this? I don't want your useless junk. Give me something good. Hey, what are you doing? Monsieur, perhaps I wasn't clear. I'm short on both time and patience. Are you gonna tell us pass, or do I have to beat you till you're unable to stop us? Jeez, I don't need to get violent because you can pass. Doors right behind me, go on. That's the door to the catacombs. It's that simple. Yeah, it's that simple. Or are you expecting a hidden bookcase or something? Go on, go look. What idiots. They're walking straight into a pitch-black maze without even a torch. I wonder, will they get lost and starve, or will they find a crazy lion girl and get shot? Either way, ain't my problem. Upon entering the doorway, Falcon and Sparrowson find themselves at the top of a staircase that spirals into the abyss below. A burb fact. Oh boy. Did you know? Did you know that birds are warm-blooded? They independently evolved being warm-blooded, just like mammals are. Even though reptiles, from which they are derived, are for the most part cold-blooded. LOL, Went quiet for a minute there. To you too. Here goes none. They begin the descent. I knew an underground passage would be dark, but this is ridiculous. Oh, uh-oh. This is ridiculous. I can't even see my hand in front of my face. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other's person. I think that was the last step. That's just the twisted tunnels ahead of us. I should take up smoking. If I smoked, I'd have a match right now, and we'd be able to see where we're going. Does you know all the health benefits? I'd probably be calmer. Keep it together, Sparrowson. I know, I'll unravel this loose thread from my jacket. We can just trace a string to find our way back if we reach a dead end. Ah, good thinking. Just like Theseus and the Minotaur. Wait, there aren't any minotaurs here, are there? Head of a bull, body of a bull. Scary stuff. That's not... actually, never mind. It feels like there's a gap in the wall here. I guess the path branches. I can feel a slight breeze coming from the passage to the left. There seems a little more stagnant to the right. Well, this breezy path is probably a way out, so we need to take the stagnant path. There must be getting more stagnant the deeper we travel into the tunnels. Let's press onward. Hey, Falcon, I don't want to dump on you or anything, but you threatened a Quark back there. It's pretty scary. Scary? Not really. Quarks all talk. I knew there'd be no chance that he'd fight back. No, I wasn't scared of Quark. You. I found you scary. I've never seen you get so angry before. Severin's life is on the line, Sparrowson. Forgive me for showing a little emotion. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Oh, it looks like the path branches again. My eyes going funky from the darkness, or is there a glimmer of light coming from the right path? Now you see it too. There's definitely some light on that side. Or let's go light. Something's got to be giving off that light. It's definitely getting lighter. I can see my hands again. Or it might just mean we're getting close to an exit, right? Maybe this has all been a wild goose chase. Hush. Listen. Voices? Voices. We're getting close. Wait, Falcon. Aren't you scared? Tittervite. There they are. I'll ask one more time. What is your name? Are you with the police? Whoops, wrong accent. Are you with the police? The Royal Guards? Speak, bird. Oh, fuck. Man, Beaumont, we've been here all night, and he simply ain't talking. He didn't react to coaxing. He didn't react to torture. It was just time to, you know, administer some justice. Justice. That word. Oh, The rooster finally crows. You want to know who I am? Fine. My name is Chevron Cocorico. Go in yourself. I am a public prosecutor for the Cour d'Assises. Well, Civi, it's been a pleasure, but we can't be having spies running around our base of operations now, can we? So without further ado, I hereby sentence you to... Wait a minute, Piero. This is no ordinary spy. Cool, he's a prosecutor. No, because he's the bastard who condemned my father 10 years ago. Why? Are you sure? I had my suspicions when I saw his smug air of arrogance. His holier-than-thou glare. But now I know his name and occupation, there is no doubt. Do you remember, Bird? Do you remember the trial of a homeless lion in the winter of 1835? What was your father's name? Jean Beaumont. What were his crimes? His only crime was trying to feed a starving child. He took a handful of vegetables from a grocer's stand, not out of greed, but out of the sheer desire to see me survive. But he was seen by a policeman, another arrogant cockerel like yourself, actually. So my father was thrown in jail. He was dragged to court. I had the privilege of watching the proceedings from the stands. I remember your sharp words. This man is a thief. This man is a scoundrel. He deserves the harshest possible punishment for his crimes. You didn't care about the consequences. You didn't care about why my father did what he did. All you cared about was fulfilling your lust to see a criminal behind bars. My father received a sentence of 5 years. He died on his 3rd. Do you remember him? Mademoiselle, in all my days as a prosecutor, I've seen over thousands of cases. I'm not going to remember a single bread thief. You rotten con-art. We're all just insects to you, aren't we? Who cares if a child starves on the streets? As long as you put enough criminals behind bars to meet your quota, am I right? Your silence speaks volumes of your guilt. Severin Cocorico, you have been tried by the people of the Second Republic. We have found you guilty on the counts of conspiracy, of the murder of the Croque-Monsieur, and of the murder of my father, Jean Beaumont. Oh, I have been found guilty. Mademoiselle, if you want to shoot me so you can fulfill your revenge fantasies, then by all means, shoot me. But don't pretend for a moment that this mob resembles a court of justice in any form. A court of justice? Now there's a contradiction. Bird, you know nothing of justice. Frere Remus, read this man his last rites. With pleasure, madame. Falcon, we have to make a move! Say something! Yo! Alright, I'm going in. I'm coming too! No, I need you to get out of here. Go find the police, Royal Guard, anyone. I'll stall for time. Falcon. Okay. I'll go get help. Do you have any last words? Just pull the bloody trigger and be done with it. Wait! Wait. He's right. This is a terrible trial. There's no evidence, no defense, no examination of the facts. You've dragged the man off the streets and decided his fate purely based on your own prejudices and whims. Who the cluck does this bird brain think he is? I'm this man's defense attorney. I'm JJ Falcon. JJ? What are you doing? Defense attorney? You're a raving loony is what you are. Or a spy. I've seen this monsieur eavesdropping on our conversations before. He can't be trusted. Everyone, please hear me out. Monsieur Fontaine, we've only met a couple occasions, but you seem like an intelligent and reasonable person. Why, thank you. I do consider myself to be reasonable. And then surely you see something wrong with dragging someone off the streets and executing them without a trial. Well, I want to see a bit of France, monsieur. A France with actual liberty for all. I don't enjoy violence, but I have no qualms with a traitor to dying to achieve a noble goal. Means to an end, you know. Do you see, Falcon? This man's death is inevitable. For the good of France, and in the name of justice, he must be killed. Justice. There's that word again. Madame, I won't presume to know who you are or what you stand for, but shooting this man right now would not bring you justice. It would only serve to satisfy your desire for revenge. Justice, revenge. What's the difference? Due process, actually. Due process, madame. By following an organized chain of events, justice ensures that both sides have a fair and balanced trial. My father did not receive a fair and balanced trial. Then this is your opportunity to show the rooster how it should be done. Madame, surely you aren't entertaining the words of this heathen. Fine, Falcon. We'll play this your way. We shall have a formal trial for the murder of the croque-monsieur. Excellent. Shall we head back to my office and file the necessary papers? Don't take me for a fool. You'll walk us right into a trap. We shall have the trial right here and now. Right here, in the catacombs. It's as good a place as any. I suppose we'll be needing a judge. I volunteer. No thanks, Piero. We're trying to form a courtroom, not a circus. Oh. Just go see how the security is doing, Piero. We don't want any more spies wandering in. Righto. Perhaps I can help, madame. You know that I am a pious man, after all. Okay, Remus, you can be our judge, and I will lead the prosecution. What about the jury? With due respect, I don't trust your peers to be impartial. Look around you. As we speak, we are being watched and judged by countless dead men and women. They shall be our jury. That may work as a metaphor, but in practical terms... it is me you have to convince, Falcon. Convince me that this bird is not guilty. After all, I am the one who holds the gun. Well, it looks like we're getting ready. Well, it looks like we are ready to get started. The trial of Severin Cocorico is underway. He stands accused of the murder of the man known as Croque-Monsieur in cold blood. Madame Beaumont, please explain the details of what happened. Very well. Last night, at the stroke of midnight, 2 gunshots were heard on the Rue de Marmosets. Piero alerted us, and we managed to arrive before the police did. On the scene, I saw the man known as the Croque-Monsieur, a good friend of ours, lying in a pool of his own blood. Standing over the body, I saw the murderer, Severin Cocorico, still clutching his murder weapon. Am I to understand that you did not witness the crime firsthand, madame? That you only saw the aftermath? Yes, but one of us did happen to see the incident itself. Man Beaumont, I found this here pigeon running round in our tunnels. I'm no pigeon, monsieur. He's a spy in any case. Why, I say execute him right now. It's alright, he's with me. With you. He's my assistant, he carries my bags and stuff. Falcon, I trust you do not have any other assistants lurking around the corner. No, madame. Then take a lackey out of my sight. Psst, Falcon! What is it? I saw someone lurking in the catacombs. I think he was watching us from the shadows. Another rebel? I don't know. He got spooked when he saw me drop this. What's this? Political pamphlet? Cult pamphlet has been added to my evidence folder. Well, I'd best be getting back to the patrols then. Not so fast, Piero. You witnessed the crime firsthand, did you not? I did, ma'am. Then you can be our first witness. Go, stand in the center. Okie dokie. Do I need to say an oath or something? That won't be necessary. We trust you. Just tell us what you saw last night, Piero. Okie dokie. I saw it plain as day. Croque Monsieur was just minding his own business on Rue de Marmoset, when all of a sudden this here brute of a rooster appeared with his gun in hand. Bam! Rooster fired. Croque slumped on the floor. Using the last of his strength, the Croque Monsieur drew his own gun. Bam! The Croque fired back. So to clarify, Cocorico shot first? Yes, ma'am. No question there. What happened next? Well, I knew you guys, Fontaine, Remus, and you, ma'am, were only a stone's throw away at the cathedral, so I ran to get your help. You all arrived back on the scene maybe a minute after I'd left it. And there I saw the dead Croque Monsieur and the murderess severing Cocorico with my own eyes. Thank you for your report, Piero. It's nothing, ma'am. You see, Falcon, Piero is not the sharpest knife in the kitchen. True that. But he's honest to a fault. I trust his word with my own life. I don't doubt the man's honesty, madame. Nonetheless, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? What does that mean? I don't claim to be an expert of the law. That was always my brother's role in the family. But I think a cross-examination means that Falcon would like to waste our time by asking pointless questions. Actually, it means that I'd like to make sure that Piero's story holds up under scrutiny. Yes, I'll be asking questions, but only questions that directly relate to the case at hand. Clearly a pointless stalling tactic, madame. Shall we put an end to the trial? This damn game is out there making me want brunch. Why? No, we will let the bird have his little cross-examination. But I'm warning you, Falcon, don't mess with me. Don't mess with you? If I get the slightest inkling that you are rambling to stall for time, I'll end this trial on the spot. Do I make myself clear? Start questioning Cocorico's shoe size or the colour of Croque Monsieur's underwear, and I'll lose my patience. Yeah, I get it. Plain as day. They claim you saw the incident plain as day. Yep, plain as day. Crime occurred tonight. Piero, I'd like to remind you that this crime occurred around midnight. In February. On an overcast, moonless night. In an unlit alley. What's your point? It'd been too dark to see. It'd been too dark. So dark that he could not have possibly rectified... Fucking shit, dog. It would have been too dark. So dark that he couldn't possibly have identified correctly the people involved. Hey, I swear I saw what I saw. Hold on, Falcon, you slipped up. You say the alley was unlit, but I distinctly recall there being lanterns over Rue de Marmoset. That's right, that's right. Live in la ville lumière. There's a gas lamp on every street. You're right, Madame Bermort. There are street lanterns over Rue de Marmoset, but they wouldn't have been any good. They were broken. The street lamps over Rue de Marmoset were broken. They're completely non-functional. As proof, I present the glass shards that lie in the alleyway. These shards originate from the panes of broken lamps. In And I still got the holes in my shoe. Double proof. Those glass shards could have come from anywhere. You could send one of your underlings to see if the broken lamps for themselves if you want. And waste more time. Oh god. And waste more time. I think not. This sounds like a stalling tactic. Excuse me, Madame Beaumont. I don't remember whether the street lamps were or were not broken, but I do remember we had to use a torchlight to see up the scene. Hey, you saw a yawn. Oh. God damn it, is it really? A croque monsieur is a food? It's a sandwich? Well, shit. I'm just saying. Falcon might be right. It was particularly dark, so it's possible there weren't any lit up lamps of the street. I didn't know? No, I didn't know. What are you saying, Mon Liar? I thought we were buddies. Stop quibbling, both of you. Maybe the lamps were broken. Yo, Thunder Kitty. Maybe they weren't. It doesn't matter. No, it is what it was referring to. It was a joke I didn't get. I know that Pierre's testimony is accurate because I personally saw the rooster at the crime scene, 1 minute after Pierre did. 1 minute? That's plenty of time for the real murderer to escape for a passerby to stumble upon the scene, is it not? You must acknowledge that is a possibility. I acknowledge nothing. There is an inkling of doubt. You know that there's the slight notion that Pierrot may be misremembering what he saw. Don't badger the prosecution, Monsieur Falcon. I wasn't badgering. On to the next witness, Madame Beaumont. Do you have anyone in mind? I do. There's someone among us who's something of a gun connoisseur. A man who knows everything there is to know about the craft of weaponry. Oh, that's me again. Shut up, Piero. Get off the stand. Yes, ma'am. I call Fontaine forward. Very well. Now, Fontaine, is it true that you are a gun specialist? I was badgering, I'm a bird. Well, I hate to brag, but yes, I know about guns, the mechanics, the beauty. Have you heard about the revolver fucking shit? Have you heard about the revolver mechanisms America's developing? Wonderful stuff. Fontaine, let's stick to the guns that were found at the crime scene. Tell us about those. Alright, very well. This is the gun found on Severin Cocorico's person at the time of arrest. It's a standard issue percussion lock Chatteralt gendarmerie pistol. 24cm length, 15mm caliber. Lots of police and shoulder carry those dull things. It's a gun that says, I am a reliable man of the law. That sounds like our Cocorico. Does it? Cocorico's always told me that the riding crop was his self-defense weapon of choice. It's strange that he had a gun in the first place. Gendarmerie pistol has been added to your evidence folder. And this is the gun found on the croque monsieur's corpse, clutched tightly in his hands. It's a turnover pistol, double-barreled, ivory-handled, 20cm length, 13mm caliber. This is an exquisitely and highly customized gun. It's one of a kind. Whoever used this weapon knew this stuff. The croque monsieur was a legendary arms dealer. It's no surprise that his personal weapon would be something so flamboyant. Turnover pistol's been added. But what's really fascinating about the croque monsieur's gun is the ammunition. See, the bore of the pistol had been fitted with a set of grooves. Please stop, Fontaine. I didn't call you up to hear you show off your gun knowledge. Tell us what you uncovered when you examined croque monsieur's bullet wound. Ah, right. Well, a lead bullet was embedded in the middle of croque monsieur's sternum and appeared to have a straight angle of entry. So in other words, the Croc Monster was facing his killer when he was shot. That's right. Another interesting point was that the Croc Monsieur's outer clothes were singed. This typically only occurs if a person is close enough to a gunshot to be directly burned by the gun's muzzle flash. And how close does a person have to be burned by a muzzle flash? Less than 3 meters, I would say, 5 at the very most. Then there's no chance there was a rogue sniper on the rooftops. That Croc Monsieur's killer was standing in the Rue de Marmosets themselves. As is plainly evident, only one person was found in the Rue de Marmosets at the time of the incident. Prosecutor Cocorico. Well said, madame. I think you just unequivocally proved this bird's guilt. Not so fast. I'd like to cross-examine the witness. I don't think so. You're overstepping your bounds, bird. Let the lawyer try, Remus. When he fails, there will be absolutely no doubt to anyone in the room that Cocorico is nothing but a bloodthirsty murderer. Oh shit, I have no idea. I am not 100% sure. The Croc Monsieur was shot in his chest. At close range. Fontaine, you mentioned the Croc Monsieur's clothes were singed. Right, his vest and jacket was slightly burned from the close-range muzzle flash. I would like to see them. I would like to see them. What, his clothes? Yes, bring them out so I can do a proper examination of the evidence at hand. Falcon, you idiot, we didn't strip the Croc Monsieur down to his skivvies. We took his gun, and I think Piero took the change from his pockets. We left the body in the alley. Fully clothed, if that wasn't clear. Ah, I see. My mistake. Yeah. Could the burn have been caused by something else? Like what? Ash from a cigar, perhaps? Well, I guess. Hold on, Fontaine. Falcon, are you saying that you know the burn was caused by something else, or is this blind guesswork? I don't fucking know. The burn was caused by... I have absolute conviction that the burn... fucking shit. I have absolute conviction that the burn on Croc Monsieur's clothing was caused by something else, not by a muzzle flash. Interesting. And what is your evidence to support this assertion? Fuck. Evidence? Where's evidence when I have absolute conviction? So you have nothing. Stop stalling, Falcon. None of us want to hear your basest theories. No, I don't. Never mind. Okay. Shit. Chest. Fontaine, you say the croque monsieur was shot in the chest at the straight-on angle. Could the bullet have reflected? No. Never mind. I have no more questions about the bullet's angle of entry. Fontaine, I have a question regarding Cocorico's gendarmerie pistol. Are you sure the gun was fired? Is there any way to tell whether a gun has been recently fired? That's an excellent question. Yes, there's a couple ways. For around the minute after fire, and the pistol's barrel is going to be hot to the touch as a dead giveaway. But you can also check for gunpowder residue inside the barrel and chamber. That'll indicate a gun that's been fired since being cleaned. So by your own analysis, would you say that Cocorico's weapon was fired last night? It's difficult to say. None of us thought to check the pistol's barrel temperature at the time of the incident, so we can't use that method. If I check for gunpowder residue now, I'd see a little in the barrel. That could indicate a recently fired weapon, but could also indicate a lack of proper maintenance. So basically, you don't know whether this weapon... you don't know whether this weapon was or wasn't fired last night. No, monsieur. If you cannot be certain whether Cocorico even fired the gun, this whole trail ought to be thrown out. Nice try, Falcon, but Cocorico is still a prime suspect. He was standing over the croque monsieur's body with the weapon in his hands. If that gun's not the murder weapon, then what is? This isn't working. Try another approach, Falcon. No. Shit, dog. Fontaine, about croque monsieur's turnover pistol. Tell me about the ammunition. You're about to say something about the gun's ammunition before Madame Beaumont cut you off. Could you give us the details? Oh great, now he'll never stop talking. I'm glad you asked, Falcon. See, as you probably know, most bullets are just round lead balls, right? But that's not the case here. This particular weapon uses an advanced iron tip aerodynamic carefully grooved. Actually, it'd be quicker if I just showed you. Take a look. This is an iron-tipped Meunier ball. It's a very rare, top-of-the-line technology. Before last night, I'd never seen one of these in person before. Like I said before, the croque monsieur was a legendary arms dealer. It only makes sense that he would have access to the latest weaponry. Where'd you find the bullet, Fontaine? In the turnover pistol's chamber. Hold on, I'm confused. I thought croque monsieur fired his gun, so how is it possible that his gun was still loaded with a bullet? A turnover pistol is double-barreled. That means you can hold 2 bullets at once, ready to be fired in quick succession. Ah, you see, the croque monsieur fired 1 bullet, but died before he could fire the second. I trust you have no more questions about this matter, Falcon. We've wasted enough time already. Where's the other bullet? Not yet. Where's the other bullet? What other bullet? Fired Meunier ball. There were 2 shots last night, remember? One from the assailant, one for the crocodile. I scoured the scene for a couple of minutes, but I couldn't find it. It's a pity. It would have been great to have 2 of those magnificent bullets. Madame Beaumont, did anyone find the fired Meunier ball in Cocorico's body? In his body. You're asking if Kokoriko was wounded by the bullet. No, that much is plain to see. So, again, I must ask. Oh god, everyone's fucking accents are fucking scrambled. So again, I must ask, where's the fired Manable? Well, I don't have a clue. What are you trying to get at, Falcon? Is it obvious? If the bullet wasn't embedded in the alleyway wall and it wasn't embedded in Kokoriko, then that means... it hit the murderer. The bullet hit the murderer. The real murderer. It must still be embedded in whoever attacked the croque monsieur. A ludicrous notion. Ain't no one know where the bullet is, right? It makes perfect sense. The double-barreled turnover gun. The missing bullet. Fine, I'll humour you. Let's say a bullet did indeed hit the real perpetrator. What of it? Well, it's only been a few hours since the shooting. Presumably the person would still have the bullet lodged in him. Find the person with the unique iron Manet ball embedded in them and you'll find the real murderer. That's reasonable, but we don't have time nor resources to search every citizen of Paris to undercover an injured gunman. You don't have to search everyone in Paris. I believe the murderer is to be someone in this very room. Oh, you think we have a traitor in our ranks? I do. This was obviously a planned attack. Someone invited Kokoriko and the croque monsieur to the same place at the same time in order to create a setup. Only someone with a rebel's connections could engineer such an event. This is ridiculous. Are you really saying that someone in this room was shot last night? That's clearly untrue. A bullet wound can be concealed. Perhaps if all of you were to take off your shirts. No, I'm not having everyone in the room stripped down to the knickers just to cater to your outrageous theory. If you can't think of a more reasonable way to prove your stray bullet theory, then we'll end this damned trial here now. A more reasonable way? I have a more reasonable way. What are you thinking, Falcon? Is it obvious? We have the perfect way to uncover whether someone's been shot. It's a genius solution. The fucking metal detector. Are you serious, Falcon? You're relying on an invention of a lunatic? I've never been more serious. Madame Vermont, Fair Remus, and the members of this court. The device is called an Explorer Extractor. It's the latest medical technology. It looks like a children's toy. I assure you this is no toy. It was designed to find and extract metal embedded in bodies. A battlefield bullet finder and remover, if you will. I'm intrigued. So saying that you could just swing that device around and it finds a bullet in a person? Yes, sorta. I don't know, we haven't had a chance to practice with it really. Madame, these birds are playing you for a fool. There's no way that such a device exists. We've seen this device work with our own eyes. Sparrowson shall demonstrate. Me? Although he'll need something to demonstrate it on. The bullet. Here we have an iron-tipped Manet ball as presented by Fontaine moments ago. Observe, I placed the bullet in my closed fist, now represent the fired bullet that is currently embedded in the murderer's body. Allegedly. Now, Sparrowson will demonstrate what happens when my hand is scanned with the Explorer Extractor device. Your hand's gonna get torn up. So I just do this and... It's humming and buzzing. Is it really detecting that bullet? Absolutely. What an intriguing device. Hey, what would happen if I were to hit extract right now? Please don't. You remember what happened to that steak, right? My, what is this feeling? It feels like power. Don't let it get to your head. Okay, I'm convinced. Falcon, Sparrowson, you may perform a cursory scan of each of us with that device of yours. You must stop humoring these morons, madame. What good is this doing us? Remus, they may be morons, but this test will grant us certainty of the rooster's fate. I can afford that time. Hey, Falcon. What will happen if the murderer's not someone present in this room? It most likely isn't. What? I'm stolen. Falcon. Get a move on, you two. I really must express my displeasure that you're going along with this farce, Madame Beaumont. Let us end this trial right here now. You can get the justice you so crave. Don't worry, Remus. My patience with this bird brain is wearing thin too. When this asinine scheme of his fails, he will face the consequences. Lucky bird, scan the rooster first. He's the prime suspect after all. Okay. I'm not getting any reaction. It means there's probably no bullet lodged in Cocorico. So, he's innocent for sure. No, all it means is that the bird was not shot by this hypothetical bullet. Don't forget, this is all speculation on Falcon's part. Madame, I must insist that you end this. It's a fool's errand. We have other matters we must attend to. Remus, you'd let me worry about our time management. Piero, you go next. Alright, let's get over with. No reaction. That means Piero wasn't shot either. No surprises there, right, guys? Let's see. Next we shall test. Madame, I implore you. You're being awful lippy, Remus. Why don't you go next? Me? That is really not necessary, madame. I do not want to participate in this ridiculous child's game. This is no game, and I'm issuing an order to cooperate. I refuse. Piero, please restrain Remus. With pleasure, madame. What are you doing? Keep your filthy talons off me. I will not be manhandled by... Ow. Stop that. You're making a mistake. Madame, think a little harder. I have an alibi. I was with you the whole evening. Sparrowson, do the test. Falcon? I'm not getting any reaction. That can't be right. Do it again. There's nothing. Remus has not been shot as far as the evidence can tell. The utter nerve to manhandle a man of the cloth like that. As I said on the floor, madame, I was with you and Fontaine for the entire evening. I could not possibly be in two places at once. It's true, you were sitting in my line of sight exactly when the murder was supposed to have taken place. As was I. Right, Fontaine was sitting with us too, so that rules him out, and I know I didn't perform the murder, obviously. Which means that every suspect has been accounted for. Go sit down, lackey, your job is done. You realize what this means, don't you, Falcon? Your little test failed. Your hypothetical bullet theory turned out to be unsubstantiated speculation. Pure guesswork. Shall we end the trial, madame? Wait, there must be someone we're not accounting for. I just know it. There is someone else who could have been the shooter. Oh, fuck. Friar Remus, how was your brother, the man named Romulus?
My brother, he was forced to flee the country by oppressive government.
You and I both know that's not true. Your brother is still in France. In fact, I think he's lurking in these very catacombs right now. An absurd notion. Your theories are getting more and more outlandish, Falcon. Where's your evidence? I know. I can answer this one. This! I found this in the catacombs tunnel. An introductory guide to the cult of reason. Thank you, Sparrowson. Now, Friar Remus, does this pamphlet look familiar to you?
No, I've never seen it before in my life.
Are you sure? Are you sure that it doesn't belong to your brother Romulus?
No, there are many cultists in Paris. Maybe it belongs to one of them.
Falcon, I'll take your word that the lackey found this pamphlet in the catacombs. But Remus is right. You have no evidence that this man, known as Romulus, is the one who dropped it. This pamphlet could have been dropped by anyone. It could have even been dragged in on the sole of Pierrot's shoe, for all I know. Won't be the first time. Actually, Madame, I know for a fact that that pamphlet belonged to Romulus, and I can prove it. This one's signed. A little while ago, while visiting the Louvre, I saw a man who looked very much like Romulus handing out pamphlets. As you can see, the pamphlet from the Louvre is identical to the pamphlet on the catacombs, except for one important detail. Romulus signed the Louvre pamphlet himself.
No way. My brother wouldn't do something so foolish.
Do you see, right here on the cover page, that's Romulus's signature. I admire your tenacity, Falcon, but something is blatantly wrong with your evidence. I know that the brother of Friar Remus is named Romulus, but the Louvre pamphlet of yours is signed Silvius. Clearly an alias. Romulus is on the run from the police, so he must have changed his identity. That's a plausible theory, but it's unsubstantiated. How do we know that this pamphlet was signed by Remus's brother? Fountain pen. This fountain pen...
Hey, where did you get that? Is my brother's or mine?
Wow, Remus, your mouth is almost as big as Romulus's. Anyway, I believe it's yours. Sparrowson happened to find this pen in your robes just a few days ago.
You mean he stole it?
Let's not argue over semantics. What's important, and what you just admitted, is that you and your brother both owned pens just like this one. See, these pens are unique in that they've contained green ink. A very unusual choice of ink color.
A very evil choice, too.
Well, yes, but more importantly, it's the same ink that was used on the signed pamphlet. Since there's only two pens, and there are only two possibilities. Either Friar Remus has been signing off on the atheist cultist propaganda.
I would never do such a thing.
Or his brother's been using his identical pen to sign cultist propaganda. The same type that was found in these catacombs.
Impossible. My clumsy oaf of a brother just lost his pen a week ago.
Oh, so the only explanation is that you lent him your own.
No, you see...
It doesn't matter how you cut it, Friar. One way or another, you and your brother are tied to the cultist pamphlet. Admit it. Confess. Falcon, enough. You've made your point. You are asserting that the friar's pen ties him to the cultist pamphlet. I get it.
This is all tenuous, wouldn't you say, madame?
No question. Falcon has suggested a theory that hinges upon a theory that hinges upon yet another theory. It's not hard proof by any measure. He may very well be wrong, but at least he is logical. His theory is self-consistent. Oh, 1 second. Sorry about that, chat.
What are you saying, madame?
Falcon, where did you say you found this leaflet? The unsigned one, that is.
Oh, down the catacombs tunnel through the fork and on the left-hand side.
Fontaine, Piero, go see if you can find anyone dawdling where they shouldn't be.
Yes, madame. Yes, ma'am.
In a moment, one of two things will happen. Either Piero and Fontaine will return empty-handed, in which case I'll have no choice but to execute Cocorico. And then I would have to execute you, Falcon, and you, Sparrowson.
Us?
Not because of what you've seen tonight, although that's admittedly a problem, but because your lies would be treasonous to our new republic.
Feel kind of bad to the person who's tied up, having to listen to this whole back and forth. Oh yeah, Severin is having like the worst day. I didn't sign up for this.
Or, Piero and Fontaine will return with a prisoner in tow, in which case...
Will you be free to cut Cocorico down and skedaddle?
Surely not, madame. You're not going to let these three just walk free after everything that's happened here. Remember what this rooster did to your father. Hold your tongue, Friar, if it turns out you've been deceiving me all this time.
Man, Beaumont, look who we found.
Ow, ow, stop shoving me. I can walk myself. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, we really do have a ghost in the catacombs. Introduce yourself, Wolf. Very well, mademoiselle. My name. Madame. Right, madame, whatever. My name is Silvius.
Oh, Aviary and Romulus. Elias isn't fooling anyone, Your Honor.
All right, I'm Romulus, twin brother of Remus, and loyal servant to the rebel cause. That's the whole truth. He is telling the truth, madame. Long live the Second Republic. Right, guys? I have a lot of questions, both for you, Romulus, and you, Remus. I don't appreciate being lied to. It seems that you have your hands full, so we'll just be taking our leave. Not so fast, Falcon. Your theory is still unproven. If it turns out that Romulus has no bullet in him, then you would have no evidence that implicates him with the Croque Monsieur's murder. Cocorico would still be the prime suspect.
Bullet in me?
What are you guys on about? Spare me. Fontaine, hold him down. Hold me down?
Ow, ow, ow.
Sparrowson, do your test.
I'm on it.
Oh yeah, that's positive. It's buzzing. It's really buzzing around his shoulder.
I see blood. There's definitely a bullet wound there. That's an old bullet. An old war wound. I got it fighting in Algeria in 36.
Obviously a desperate lie. My brother is being completely honest, madame. He's a veteran. He was shot in battle.
You know, I could just extract a bullet right here and now. I remove all doubt. It's just a shoulder, right? Yeah, fuck this guy.
Extract that sucker, Sparrowson.
Ah! Wow, sucked it out like a pip from a grapefruit. Hey, look at that. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of them newfangled bullets, right, Fontaine?
There's no mistake. That's an iron-tipped mini-ball, just like the one in Croque Monsieur's gun. Do you realize what this means, Falcon? Ah, fucking shit. Do you realize what this means, madame? It clearly demonstrates that Romulus confronted the Croque-Monsieur before Cocorico arrived. This is undeniable evidence that Cocorico had nothing to do with the crocodile's death. You're right. I made a mistake. I haven't forgotten what the rooster did to my father, but this bird clearly had no part in the killing of Croque-Monsieur. Therefore, I cannot honestly call him an enemy of the Second Republic. Your friend is free to go. Fontaine, cut the rooster down.
Right away, madame.
Thank you, madame. For what? For giving us an opportunity to show you what justice looks like. Before he asked what the difference is between revenge and justice, and I replied due process. Well, it was crude and messy, but today he gave us the chance to show you what due process looked like. Perrault and Fontaine will help you carry your friend to the tunnel entrance.
Wanna, madame? Will you be okay by yourself, these two wolves?
These toothless old dogs, I think I'll manage. Of course. Come on, brother, to your feet. So, cultists. Cultist is such a strong word. Listen, mademoiselle. Don't mademoiselle me. I shall be asking the questions here. Tell me, Friar, are you a cultist too? Madame, I am just a humble servant of God. I never realized how poisonous your words are. You've been spewing lies since the very start, haven't you? Madame, at least tell me why you two killed the Croque-Monsieur. Because... Allow me, brother. You want to know the truth. We want exactly the same thing as you. We want a world without class, a world without false rulers and gods. A world where only the reason of man reigns. A world of true equality and fairness. That's what you strive for, no? But you can't achieve such a goal without violence. Your methods are too passive, too naive. So we set up a situation where you'd be forced into action. Make the government look like murderers to the rebels. Make the rebels look like murderers to the government. Then you'd be forced to take up arms. Another lie. But that was the truth. You claimed that you want equality, but you just want a world where you stand above everyone else. A world where carnivores reign. A rabid animal at heart. You got me. But can you honestly say that you've never wanted power for yourself? You're a carnivore too, don't deny it. No, I've never wanted power. All I've ever wanted was a world where no child has to grow up without a father. Did you know that Croque-Monsieur was something of a family man? He once confided in me that he had 5 children and a late wife. I had no idea. Tell me, Romulus, do you have children? Me? No. Mademoiselle, Oh, fuck. Brother. As for you, Friar, get out of here. You aren't going to kill me. I ought to. You are the worst kind of person. A man who'll cling to any ideology to claw his way higher. But I know that you weren't the one to pull the trigger on the Croque-Monsieur. Maybe there's a slither of goodness left in you. Go. Is this what justice looks like? It's so uncaring. Oh man. You kicked so much derriere at the impromptu trial yesterday. Those rebels were all like,
we're executing this punk mob justice, rah, rah, rah. But you were all like, this isn't how we do things in France, chicken pluckers. And then they were all like,
Sparrowson, let's get serious for a moment.
serious? You just pulled off the craziest lawyering move in the history of French law. You should be celebrating.
We don't have time to pull out the champagne. Didn't you see the anger in the rebels' eyes? Didn't you feel the tension in the air? We're just days away from violence breaking out on the streets.
I guess another revolution might be around the corner.
What exactly can we do?
I already told the police everything we know. Unless you're not thinking of arming yourself to the teeth and fighting the rebel forces yourself, are you?
What? No. I've heard too many action operas. Action operas! I was thinking of preparing a legal case.
A case? For whom?
At their core, all historical revolutions center on trials. The nation's rulers are tried and held accountable for their crimes. But you saw the horrendous trial that took place last night. No one cares about due process when emotions are on high. Regardless of the outcome of the revolution, we need to make sure that everyone has an equal opportunity for justice.
That makes sense, so what's the plan? Get to Quantel's tavern and hand out some business cards?
Think bigger. Who will the rebels target?
The king?
Exactly. To the Palace Royal. Falcon and Sparrowson rushed to the Palace Royal to arrange a private audience with the king. After filing a pile of forms, the tour led to a waiting area. Oh, you're so cute. Oh god, what voice should I give you?
Wah. Are you here to fucking shit? Wah. Are you here to see the king?
That's right.
Wah. Take a number and wait to be called.
Take a number.
Wah. Just wait your turn.
Holy fuck.
More fools who've come to see the king. Let me guess. Lawyers?
That's right, how did you...
Hey, I know, you're the Prime Minister. Monsieur Guizot.
Oh wow, you're right, Sparrowson. It's an honor to meet you, Prime Minister.
Spare the formalities. You two are here to offer the king legal aid, aren't you? Yeah, we're gonna offer him resistance for the upcoming rebellion. Let me give you a word of advice. Don't bother.
Excuse me.
The king doesn't take kindly to any form of criticism. He buries his head so far in the sand that one could swear he's an ostrich. One would think that 7 assassination attempts would be enough for a man to learn that he's detested.
With all due respect, Prime Minister, I think the King of France is mature enough not to let his ego get in the way of his senses.
So one would think. What? 24.
That's us. It was a pleasure meeting you, Monsieur.
Good luck. You'll need it. What? 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 24. Calling number 24. What?
Good day, Your Majesty. Oh, fuck. Oh, right, I gave you, like, a New Jersey accent. Good day, messieurs.
Can I help you with something?
I probably should have prepared a speech beforehand. That would have been smart, huh?
Just wing it.
Right, let's see. How to start. Your Majesty. Your Majesty, what I'm about to say is of the utmost importance. Please listen closely.
Alright, I'm listening. Murder's about to go down.
There's a storm. There's a storm coming. Rebels are plotting your downfall, and many believe that there's a serious uprising is imminent.
How do you say? Goodness.
You need our help. As lawyers, we believe we can help guide the flow of conflict. If you accept our help, we can ensure this whole event will blow over with minimum casualties. No public executions, no fires and explosions, a revolution without a revolution. I think I understand. You do? I understand that the pair colonists attempted to screw a self-made bourgeois out of his hard-earned cash. I have some nerve to even imply that my people hate me. I'm the citizen king, I'm beloved by all. Beloved kings tend to experience fewer assassination attempts. Back, have these two crooks thrown in jail, and I'll teach them a thing or two about respect. Quack. Right away, Your Majesty. It can't be serious. Oh, you were serious? Well, this is another fine mess you got me into. There's no need for that attitude, Sparrows, and we won't be in here for long. Once we receive a court hearing, the judges will no doubt dismiss our charges instantly. And how long will it take us to get a court hearing? Tell me that once you're smarty pants. A week or so, I'm guessing. I can see why that might be a problem. The revolution could be in full swing by then. What to do? We could try escaping. Don't be ridiculous. No one's ever escaped from the concierge before. But no one's ever locked a genius person and his witty lacking falcon into the same jail cell before. It's an absurd suggestion. You got any better ideas? Okay, let's break out of prison. Fantastic! Well, that's sketchy as hell. Look, Falcon, a loose brick. You can wait for a guard to transfer us to some place, sneak up behind him, and then we get a death sentence for murder, I think. Let's search a little harder. That seems a bit obvious. There's a little dent there. One of us could hide. Hide? What would that accomplish? Well, a guard would eventually come in and be like, "Where's the other prisoner?" And we use a momentary confusion to push him over and escape. Do you really think an experienced guard would be confused by a prisoner hiding in a little hole in the wall? We can do better. Let's try up here. Ledge! Give me a leg up and I can grab on and shimmy my way over to somewhere. Let's be honest, Sparrows, and neither of us have the physical prowess to shimmy anywhere. There's a bit of scrap metal in this hole. I think it broke off the iron shackle. We could dig through the stone walls with this, see? It's all scratchy. That actually may work if we had a decade or two. So that's a maybe on the stone digging scheme. I keep it in mind just in case the king decides to go all count on Monte Cristo on us. Well, by process of elimination, nothing else is fucking left. The fireplace has been bricked up, so escaping the chimney isn't an option. Oh my god, I really have to systematically fucking... There's no way they'd soft lock me. Right? Right? Oh, fuck me. I give up. So soon? Yes, trying to escape from a notoriously inescapable prison wasn't the smartest plan we've ever devised. Well. That voice, that condescending tone. Oh, well. Just what are you two bird brains doing? Severin, are you alright?
Yes, I'm fine. The injuries I sustained were mostly superficial. The doctor advised me not to do anything strenuous anytime soon, but he gave the all clear for returning to my job. So tell me, why did I get a memo informing me that DJ Falcon and Sparrow were being held in the concierge for treason? It's all Falcon's fault. Naturally.
I figured that if a revolution is inevitable, then we could do our best to ensure the uprising proceeds in an organized manner. Less bloodshed, the better.
Okay, so what did you do?
We offered the king our assistance. We said we would defend him in court if and when he needs such a thing.
Well, we didn't quite use those words. This isn't the first time the king has someone imprisoned for something so pointless. What a pig-headed fool. Consider your charges dropped. Alright, let's get us out of here. Hold on, you've caught my interest with this idea of yours, a bloodless revolution. You're absolutely right in that if the king is captured, the citizens will devolve into an unruly mob of animals. We should prepare a formal trial. Now we shouldn't preempt it. You're gonna help us? Of course, this isn't a task that can be handled by two birds alone.
What do you mean by preempt, Severin?
We go on the offensive. We charge the king with crimes against the French people before the rebels can even act.
We can do that.
We can certainly try. I'll start building the case against the king. My argument will be focused on the king's gluttonous and irreverent fiscal policies. His lack of commitment to his social-political promises, his overall ineptitude and irresponsibility on all facets of his duties as a monarchical ruler, and obviously his denial of universal suffrage.
Obviously. How am I supposed to defend the king from all that?
You can't. If you try to argue with logic and facts, this hypothetical trial will inevitably result in a landslide guilty verdict. So I suggest you take a different approach. Appeal to the king's character. Try to win people's hearts with the tales of beloved Citizen King.
He hasn't been called the Citizen King for like 10 years.
It was just a suggestion. But consider this. You don't need to win the case. You just need to make a strong enough argument that the trial is fair. All that remains is ensuring the king can be peacefully brought to the courthouse when the protests start to turn violent. That's your job for the police and royal guard. I'll inform Inspector Valerty of our plan so he can prepare accordingly. At least I would if I could find him.
Inspector Valerty is missing.
Apparently. He's taken an informal leave of absence since Wednesday. Hold on, Falcon. One thing eludes me. As you probably figured, Inspector Valerty had me perform an investigation into your past. He thought you were the Viridian killer, crazy as it sounds. And well, I'm sorry for doing that. It was quite invasive of me, but I can't help but wonder. Why did you change your name around 1830?
Because I was ashamed, I suppose. I had a family name to live up to. My grandfather was something of a successful lawyer. So when I turned up to my class's law school, people would gawp at me. They would say, wow, you've big shoes to fill, and your grandfather would be so proud. But I was a terrible law student, mediocre at best. I knew that deep down I'd never be half the man my grandfather was.
Fascinating. I had no idea. Who is your grandfather, if you don't mind me asking, Falcon?
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he was just another overly opinionated rebel who died in the old revolution.
I see. Well, let's not dilly-dally any longer. We have duties to carry out.
Alright, we're gonna find anecdotes and we're gonna defend the king whether he likes it or not. Oh god, I thought I was finishing this game. is Monsieur for peace visitors? Ah, if it isn't Monsieur Falcon and Monsieur Sparrowson. How may I help you two today? We're doing very well, Monsieur, but we don't have much time, so let me cut to the chase. We're collecting positive anecdotes about the king. Would you happen to have any? Positive anecdotes? I'm curious. As it happens, I've met the king twice. Once, as you know, I was in my Juan Quierdo persona. Oh, right, of course, I don't think that story will be any use to us. What was the other incident? I can tell you, but there's a price. Are you serious? You're such a money grabber. A fox has to eat, monsieur. Fine, fine. How much do you want? 40 francs sound good? 10,000? That's a little bit much. I don't have that kind of money, monsieur. Ah, no matter. I'm sure you'll think of some way of repaying the debt. Between that and my medical bills, we should be ready to afford basic things like food by the year. 4,000? Let's not worry about the debt for now, monsieurs. Let me just tell you the story. It was several years ago. 1841, I believe. I was lingering around the Ile de la Cité. I was in pursuit of an investigative lead, so I adopted the persona and outfit of a sickly beggar. That's when I was approached by a kind-faced man, who was the king himself. He took a 20-franc coin out of his pocket. The king gave money to a sick beggar, or at least someone who looked like a sick beggar. That's great, we can use that. I'm not done, monsieur. The king took the coin out and said, I know what it's like to be poor. When I was your age, I only had 1,000 of these to my name. Oh no! Guys, I think he might be Donald Trump. Then he pocketed the coin and left. Oh, fuck. Oh, it's not funny. It's not funny. Oh no. Oh. I'll make a note. Gave financial advice to the poor and needy. And hard stories behind your evidence folder. I hope that anecdote was of some use to you, monsieur. It might be, but I don't feel like we've got 10,000 francs worth of material. I see, no matter. Just keep me in mind if you ever see a potential client. What a dick he really is. We will. Have a pleasant day, monsieur. Ah, it's just the dodo I wanted to see. Madame Cornell, quick question. Have you ever served the King of France? Good one, huh? That's hilarious. Me serving the king. Me! Would you like some wine, your majesty? I can't wait to serve the king of Denmark. I think that was a no. But I think you might be right. Inspector Valerdi? Hello, Inspector. Falcon. JJ Falcon. Yes? I think you made a mistake. I'll say, do I see 20 empty? Do I see 2 empty bottles of Russian vodka? It's a mystery how you're still standing. No, this is important. Inspector, maybe you should have this conversation when you're a little more sober. No, Falcon, listen. Falcon, I thought you were the warden, girl. The what?
The Viridian killer. The man who injured me in the July Revolution.
You thought I was the Viridian killer? How'd you even come to that conclusion?
I saw that, and you changed your name around 1839.
You made an assumption. Wait, is that why you gave Severn a tip-off? Were you trying to lure the animal out of me or something?
I'm sorry, Falcon. It was a mistake. Do you forgive me?
Oof. Yeah. Sure. I forgive you for assuming I'm a mass murderer and then for nearly killing me and Severn in order to prove it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Falcon.
Now listen closely, Inspector. I have a favor to ask of you.
A favor? For you, JJ, anything.
Maybe we should wait until the inspector's a little more coherent.
No! I want to help. I must pay my dear.
Excellent. So Severn and I are planning a case, a very big case against the King of France. We intend on trying him before the rebels can get their hands on him. When the rebellion starts, we'd like you to bring the king to the courthouse. Do you think you could do that? Inspector?
Treason! You're sympathizers to the rebel cause.
This isn't treason, Inspector. We're ensuring the safest outcome to inevitable revolution.
You're a tree sound now. You're tree sound. You're scum. Told you, incoherent.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Falcon. Ah, shit. Guess you're right, Sparrowson. Well, Inspector, maybe you should contact us if you change your mind. Once you've sobered up.
Ah, the big fellow has returned. Here to play some cards, monsieur.
Ah, not today. I'm afraid I don't have time for that, monsieur. I have some investigative work to take care of.
Come on, so you'll have time for one quick game.
Oh, no thank you. Maybe later.
Understand. See you around, monsieur. Ready to hit the road?
Yep, let's make a move. Excuse me, Judge Maxime. Oh, fuck. I completely forgot what fucking voice I gave this guy.
Oh, hello, Falcon. Nice work on the catacombs business. Word really spread about your impromptu lawyering skills.
Really? I'm gaining a reputation.
Yeah, I'll do. Of course you did, Robinson?
Sparrowson.
Right, Sparrington.
Judge Maxime, I don't suppose Monsieur Cocorico has filled you in on what we've been working on since then.
No, he hasn't.
How to put this? We're planning a trial. We're planning a trial of sorts. We intend on forming a case against,
a king.
Right, and,
we want you to adjudicate. A trial against the king? Interesting. What are his exact charges?
I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest. That seems more like Severn's territory.
If you're even sure of that, then I don't think you're quite prepared for this trial. Maybe you should leave this to lawyers who have a little more experience.
I see. Well, thank you anyway. Let's make a move, Sparrowson.
What about our judge?
It doesn't matter. Let's focus on building a solid defense for the king, and we can wing it from there. Maybe we can even hold the trail without any judges at all. Just Cocorico, me, and the king in the middle.
It's strange, Falcon. You're like your grandfather, and yet you're nothing like him.
Wait, you knew my grandfather?
Well, I wouldn't say new. I was just a teenager when he was causing havoc in the courtrooms. But of course, I'm familiar with his work. Falcon, I find your career choice peculiar. Your grandfather worked so hard to prosecute King Louis XVI, and that here you are rigorously working to defend your own king. Just like him, you would make an excellent prosecutor, so why'd you choose the rocky path of private defender?
I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's about balance. My grandfather led the way with his prosecutorial techniques, but I always wondered where equality was. Who speaks for the other side?
That's an interesting approach. I'll just look at the time. I'm due back in the courtroom. Before I go, let me just say that I would be happy to adjudicate your trial, Falcon.
Really? That's fantastic. Thank you, Your Honor.
It's no trouble. Show me what the grandson of Maximilian Robespierre is capable of.
Maximilian Robespierre? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, here we go. Nathan never lets us down for useful information. I'm sure he's got something interesting and pleasant to say about the king. Ah, it's you, messieurs. Perhaps you'll surprise me today and actually ask to take out a book.
No, just the usual today. An endless stream of questions.
You two need an encyclopedia. Better go on then. Ask whatever drivel you want to ask. From a well-educated standpoint, is King Louis Philippe a good leader as far as leaders go? Well, I can't fault the king's pro-business spirit. Big industry leaders love him.
Oh, this sounds promising.
Of course, this comes at the expense of everyone who isn't a bourgeoisie. The wealth divide is stronger than ever.
Maybe not.
You can forget about socially progressive policies. The king signs off on all of Guizot's backward-thinking policies. And of course, in terms of leadership and charisma, the king is about as personable as a rotten pear. That'll do, monsieur. A simple no would have sufficed. Have you ever met King Louis Philippe?
I have. Matter of fact, he occasionally drops by this library to check out books.
Unlike some people. What sort of books does he check out, monsieur?
Thick books. I believe the last one he checked out was an expansive history of the Macedonian Empire.
I'd no idea His Majesty was interested in academic history.
I'll make a note. King Louis Philippe is a well-read and intelligent man.
It must be said that the books are usually returned with footprints on the covers. This leads me to believe the king may use them just to stand on during speeches.
Oh. We'll just leave that part out.
Was there anything else? That'll be all. Thank you for your time and patience, monsieur. Look forward to your next round of idiotic questions. I really do. Oh. Monsieur Kingsley, we need your help.
Oh, finally! It's about time somebody here... Oh, fucking shit. Oh, finally! It's about time someone around here appreciated my skills. your fishing skills, right? The term is angling, wise guy. This has nothing to do with fishing. Let me cut the preamble. We're looking for people who have positive stories about the king. Do you happen to have any? Stories, You've come to the right guy. I have a whale of a story for you. So the other day I was fishing and I caught this monster of a catfish. It's 2 meters long easily. Here we go, I caught a fish and it was this big. I saw I dragged 90-kilogram falcon out of the water and everyone buys it. But I claim to catch one big fish and suddenly everyone's a skeptic. Please continue your story, Monsieur Kingsley. You're right, so anyway, the king of all the people happened to be walking by with his entourage. And they all clapped and cheered and came over to see the fish. And then the king says, I'm hungry, let's cook this fellow up. And then he just walks away with my fish. Can you believe that? Yep. I can't believe that. It seems that's something a royal penguin would do. Did you at least get paid for your fish? Oh yes, one of the royal guards was nice enough to flip 1 franc my way. 1 franc? You may as well just flip the bird. No offence. So the king supports the local fishing industry. I'm writing this down. We've no idea if the story will be of any use, but we appreciate your time, Monsieur. Good day to you. Bye, Monsieur Fisherman. Hey, don't call me a fisherman. Time for some shopping, Falcon? Maybe later. For now, we'll need to find people who've spoken to the king. He's been known to pass through the hall on occasion if we're lucky. Hey, messieurs, it's us, remember? I don't remember your fucking voices. Oh, right, you guys were southern. Hey, messieurs, it's us, remember? You remember? Are you keeping well, madame? Absolutely. Never been better. So what can I tell you today? Information. We're looking for positive stories about the king. You don't suppose that you have any? The king? No, I haven't got nothing to say about the king. The king's smelly egg thief! Quiet, child. You know what they say about the king having spies everywhere. Spies! Calm down, person. The rumours of the king having an elaborate spy network are patently untrue. Then how do you explain the shut-down banquets, huh? The government's clamping down on anyone who dissents, you know. Let's get this conversation back on track. Joey, can you tell us why the king's a smelly egg thief? My name's not Joey. There's nothing you need to concern yourselves with, messieurs. No, please go on. Please go on, madame. Don't worry, we're not spies. At least I don't think we are. You know, I trust you guys. See, a couple of years ago, we were running a shop, an antiques and odds and ends shop. And we had an egg. It was this golden egg, super precious. We must have bought that thing for 200 francs, but it was easily worth 10 times that. We were planning on making a nice tidy sum from it. You see, an investment egg. So what happened? But one day we were visited by the king, no less. And old King Blue Phil shows an interest in our egg. So we're thinking this'll be our chance to make bank, right? Then the geezer just goes and waddles off with it. Without paying you. Oh yeah, he paid us all right. What's this? Coin one of the king's gods flipped our way. It isn't even French. I think this is British. There's crazy imperial unit coins from a crazy imperial country. I have no idea what the British-French exchange rate is, but can we buy this off you, madame? Put your wallet away and keep it. It's worthless to me. Losing that egg bankrupted us. Put us out on the streets. But now we've bounced back, sultan and Gimbad, better than ever. That's excellent to hear. Anyway, we must take our leave. You've been a huge help, madame. We're gonna go kick that king's butt and get your egg back. Hold on, we're supposed to be the defense. What's the plan for today? Hitting the Louvre? Checking out Les Halles, maybe?
Actually, I was thinking... Severin? How rude. Don't they teach you to novel?
No time for bickering, JJ. It's time.
Time? For what?
The trial, you dunce. Already? A large protest has started to form at the Palace de la Concorde. No doubt it'll turn into an unruly mob before long. The spirit of revolution is in the air. We must act now. I'm going to start the necessary preparations at the courthouse, so I need you to get the king from the Palace Royal.
You want me to drag the king to the courthouse? I'm not even sure that I could drag him from his chair.
Use diplomacy, you dolt. I'm sure you'll think of something.
Right, come along, Sparrowson. We've a king to defend. Kinda want this king's head to roll, kinda same. Falcon and Sparrowson rush across the city. Scores of angry eyes watch the pair's every movement. Cocorico was right. The spirit of revolution is in the air. Outside of the Palace Royal, a crowd has started to form. The royal guards watched in nervous anticipation.
3,600 and...
Save it. We're number one. You again? Shouldn't you be in jail?
There's no time for that nonsense.
Your Majesty, we need you to come with us.
Why?
I hear there's a sale on fish at La Halle.
Trying to tempt a king with sales? That's a bold tactic.
Thank you, Monsieur, but I've had all the fish I can eat this week. Some nice kingfish had generously gifted me an enormous catfish, needless to say I'm stuffed. I suppose we'll try something else. There's a group of angry, bloodthirsty rebels outside who wish to tear you limb from limb. Come with me and I just might be able to get you to safety.
Very funny, Monsieur, but I know there's no possible way that my own citizens could hate me.
Perhaps you, Messieurs, would like another visit to the concierge? That won't be necessary, beloved Citizen King.
I think we need to try a different tactic, Falcon.
There's a trial.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Oh shit, wrong voice entirely.
Well, why didn't you say so?
I love trials. Oh, am I needed to give testimony? Please say it so. As a matter of fact, Your Majesty, yes, I think you'll need to give a testimony.
Oh, goody, goody, goody. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. Do anyone Spanish?
I don't think so. It's still early. The crowds are only just starting to form. With any luck, we can get this trial over before anyone realizes what's going on.
You. Uh-oh. You treasonous scumbags. You actually captured the king?
Captured?
Clearly a joke, Your Majesty.
Ah, very subtle. I like it.
So it's true. You do intend to hold a trial. Your actions are utterly despicable. You're on the same level as the filthy rebel dissenters.
Do you intend to stop us, Inspector?
On any other day I would. You're rotten lawbreakers through and through. I want nothing more to see you tried and punished for your traitorous stances. But I would that to you, Falcon, and to Monsieur Cocorico.
So let us pass.
I've ordered for a dozen National Guards to set up a perimeter on the entrance of Palais de Justice. The rebels will inevitably catch word that the king is here. They'll try to storm the building. When they do, we will be ready to hold them off.
That's amazing. Thank you, Inspector.
Go on, before I change my mind.
Alright, everyone settle down, settle down. Oh, should I be standing here? Am I in the right place? Where you are is perfect, Your Majesty. Now, where is everyone here? J.J. Falcon present. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Severin Cocorico present. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, this'll be good. I wonder who's on trial. All the jury here. All present and accounted for, Your Honor. Everything seems to be in order. The court is now in session for the trial of King Louis Felipe. Ooh, that's me. Wait, what? Calm down, Your Majesty. We're simply prosecuting you for a short list of 32 crimes against the French people. What is this madness? Did you send me up to do this? You'll let to know we're your defense, Your Majesty. I'm so confused. The process is simple. I'll state a charge that is being leveled at you and present my evidence for the charge. You and your defense will then have the opportunity to present their own counter-evidence. I'm even more confused. Just let us do the talking, Your Majesty. We're doing this for your own good. Wouldn't want you to end up like the old Louis XVI now, would we? Let us proceed. Prosecution, present the first charge. King Louis Felipe, you are being charged with neglecting the lower classes of the nation. The continued support of Guizot's outdated policies have resulted in an ever-growing wage gap. Poverty is rampant, and most are forced to turn to begging, thievery, and burglary just to survive. How do you justify this vile attitude? Goodness, you're going straight for the jugular, aren't you? I'm a good person. I don't hate poor people. I feel mild contempt for them, certainly, but don't we all? Please allow me to do the talking, Your Majesty. Severin the King is far kinder to poor people than the general populace have been led to believe. Some would even describe him as a generous philanthropist. Who would describe him as a generous philanthropist? Some would. You're going to have to do better than that. Show me an example. Just one example of the king being generous to a poor person. Would this account work? I don't think so, Falcon. It's not really about a poor person per se. Well, do you have any examples at all? No, we do not. We scoured the entire city and could not find a single anecdote of the king being generous to a poor individual. I'll still favor the jury. Oh dear. Outside the Palace Royale, the protesters charged at the building's gates, effortlessly overcoming the royal guards. Looters take the opportunity to overrun and ransack the building. What on earth is that accursed king? Piero. No sign of him, ma'am. Rumors that he's gone on and fled the building. The Prime Minister and the King both fled before we even started our assault. How's that even possible? Madame Beaumont, I have found someone who may be of use. Royal Guard. Nice find, Fontaine. Speak, Doc. Tell us where the king is. You think of me a common turncoat. How have you known I am the mighty officer? I would sooner die than betray my country. Okay. The Palace of Justice. A couple of lawyers came and took him to the Palace of Justice. That was easy. Piero, Fontaine, gather the crowd. We're marching on the Palais de Justice. What do I have to charge? 12? Please continue, prosecutor. Very well. King Louis Felipe, you stand accused of crushing small businesses in favor of supporting wealthier industry giants. Such Such an nepotic attitude only serves to discourage people from forming their own enterprises. I disagree. As a self-made businessman, the king has constantly shown his support for all businesses big and small.
Another ludicrous assertion from the defense. Prove me wrong, JJ. When has the king ever shown support for a grassroots business?
Oh, fuck. I would like to present his story. It is the account of a
Angler
angler who recently caught an enormous catfish from the Seine. Some say the fish was as large as 2 meters. Upon catching the fish, the king congratulated the man and offered him compensation for his efforts.
Compensation for his efforts? You mean he bought the fish?
In so many words, yes.
We're putting aside how weak an example that is of a man supporting local business, I see a much more pressing issue. There's no way that fisherman caught 2-meter catfish from the Seine.
What if he had killer bait, like, say, a box of high-end chocolates?
Ludicrous. No one would be stupid enough to use chocolates as fishing bait.
You guys can't be serious. Outside the doors of the Tribunal de Grande, Inspector Flaherty watches the ever-growing crowd of protesters. The National Guard poise their bayonets, keeping the angry mob at bay.
Disgusting rabble, a lot of them. Oh, it looks like the guards are letting them through. An emissary of the rebels, or perhaps one who considers themselves a leader.
Are you the officer in charge of this barricade?
I am.
I came to talk to you directly. I feel that we can settle this maturely, no violence, no casualties.
Wouldn't that be marvelous?
I only have one demand. That is, that you stand aside and let me escort the king out of the building. Grant me that, and I will order the crowd to disperse.
I don't know if this is your first revolution, mademoiselle, but it certainly isn't mine. If your protesters want the king, they will have to get past the line of National Guards. And I don't think your people have the skill, equipment, or raw numbers to accomplish such a feat.
I believe we're up to the last charge, are we not?
Correct. Charge 32. King Louis Felipe, you are accused of being an imbecile. You're mentally unfit to run this country.
No need to get personal. It isn't a crime to be an idiot, Severin.
Thankfully, if it were, we'd all be doing some hard time right now. Illegal, no, but it does raise the question of why we're having an idiot with so much power. Let's not follow the example of Great Britain, who let the Mad King George III rule for decades past his prime.
King Louis Philippe is neither mad nor stupid. He's an intelligent and competent individual. I'll have you know that I'm only competent on prune days. Your Majesty, please.
You've chosen an impossible battle, JJ. The king's idiocy is widely accepted. I urge you to prove me wrong. Show me one shred of evidence the king is not a blithering idiot.
I'd like to present this account given by a local librarian. He asserts that the king is something of an avid reader.
Picture books aren't counting, JJ.
Oh, I had no idea that an expansive history of the Macedonian Empire was a picture book. The king's been known to check out as many as a dozen thick books in a single day, covering a whole range of subjects. Takes the facts, Severin. The king's an educated man.
Perhaps a test is in order.
That won't be necessary.
What was the name of the book you mentioned? An expansive history of the Macedonian Empire? Tell me, Your Majesty, where is Macedonia? Where? Yes, I'll even make it easy. Just tell us the name of the continent. What continent is Macedonia in?
You can do this, Your Majesty.
It's a 1 in 7 shot. Can you really do it?
I want to say Africa, but I got it. London. Oh, fuck. Dude.
Oh, 1, 2. I think we're done here, Your Honor. As I've demonstrated in excruciating detail, the king is incompetent, lazy, stupid, and occasionally malicious. He isn't fit to run a bakery, let alone a nation.
Very well, prosecutor. Does the defense have anything to add?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, Your Honor. I've got nothing. I've defended this man to my very best of my abilities, and I have nothing more to say. Very good. Then I shall now converse with the jury. I now must colonize Macedonia. We shall determine precisely which crimes the king is guilty of and decide an appropriate punishment. Punishment? Wait, man, you have to do something. I'm scared. Calm down, Your Majesty. The whole purpose of the trial was to see that your punishment is fair and fitting. You're not going to end up with your head on a spike. At least, I don't think you will.
And Mademoiselle's returning. How naive. Negotiations are over, Mademoiselle.
Once again, I ask that you let me pass. Let me extract the king without issue, and we'll be on our way. I warn you, the protesters, motherfucker. The protesters are getting rowdy. Any moment now, they might charge on their own accord.
Your commitment to pacifism is admirable, but you are brimming with naivety, Mademoiselle. Be on your way.
I warned you that your methods were too passive, madame. That foul voice. Show yourself, Wolf.
You're the friar who gave me the tip-off about the crook, monsieur.
Was my information no good, Inspector? Did I not say how and when you should reach the crook, monsieur?
You omitted a few details. Your words almost killed a few acquaintances of mine.
Well, Inspector, it seems that you and I agree on something. This wolf has forked tongue. There is no need to direct your hatred of me, madame. I came here to give you a gift, a peace offering. You have nothing to offer. I most certainly do. Did you know that the tunnels of the sleeping city wind straight under the Palais de Justice? It's true. If one were to put enough gunpowder in the right spot, one could even take out an entire side of the building down.
What are you prattling on about?
How much gunpowder do you think it would take, madame? 50 kilograms, 100, maybe 200 kilograms, just to be safe. Friar, tell him you didn't. The fuse is lit. In 20 seconds, the pillars of the Palais de Justice will fall like the Temple of Dagon. Running will do you no good, you brother-killing pute.
You're bluffing. There will be no explosion.
You would like that to be the case, wouldn't you, Inspector? But unfortunately for you, the Viridian Killer emerges one last time.
You! I must congratulate you, JJ. No, Falcon. You argued excellently. I'm as unsure of the penguin's fate as you are, but one thing is for certain. You could not have done your job any better.
Thank you, Cocorico. After a small amount of deliberation, we've come to a decision. We find the defendant, King Louis Felipe, to be... Oh, fuck. Mon Dieu! What was that? An explosion. It sounded like it came out from right outside. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but in a matter of speaking, how to put this? For pity's sake, just spit it out, monsieur. Rebels, it's the rebels. There's a big explosion at the entrance, and the rebels are pouring into the building as we speak. You are the rabbit. Everyone clear out. Your Honor, quickly. What was the verdict? Really, at a time like this? There is no better time. Exile, now get out of here. Court is adjourned.
A valiant effort, Falcon, but we're out of both time and options. The rebels want the king so badly, they can take him.
You can't say that.
Producer's got a point, Falcon. Let's just turn the king over and let him receive his dues. We've done all we can.
No. You two give up fire too easily. Sparrows and Cocorico were escorting the king to R&M Associates.
Bernard's place? What is he gonna do?
If anyone has the power to make the king disappear, it would be that conniving fox.
Yeah, that might just work. Come on, Your Majesty.
Oh dear, oh dear. Come on, Cocorico. No time to dawdle.
I'm staying. For there to be any chance of your ridiculous plan succeeding, someone must stay behind to delay the rebels.
Cocorico.
Go. I've got this.
Good luck. That damned wolf nearly killed the lot of us. You? You're the one harboring the king?
It's a pleasure to see you again too, madame.
Don't get snarky. Where is he?
You're too late. Your princess is in another castle. The king has long left the building. For all I know, he could be halfway to Guadalupe by now.
So he's already gone. Damn. There goes my opportunity to enact justice.
Enact justice? You should have seen the trial, madame. Everything was official, professional, and logical. It was the most brilliant display of justice I've ever seen.
But the king
is in the process of receiving a fitting punishment.
Cocorico, did my father receive a fitting punishment when you were the prosecutor at his trial 10 years ago?
No, madame. But every day since then, I have strived toward justice. And I shall continue to do so for the rest of my days.
See that you do. Do hurry up, Your Majesty.
This is taking forever.
You aren't going any further.
It's the friar.
I'm not going to let you take another step toward the king.
I didn't come here for the king. I came to kill you, J.J. Falcon.
Very well. Sparrowson, take the king and hurry to run arts. I'll handle this monster.
Are you sure you'll be okay?
I can handle one crippled wolf.
Okay, come on, Your Majesty.
Yeah. That explosion at the courthouse. That wasn't just the rebels, was it?
Of course not. That was to take out the murderous pute who killed my brother.
Madame Vermont.
She was the madame who pulled the trigger, but it was your words that sentenced him.
And I would do it again. You and your brother are heinous individuals.
Call us what you like. It doesn't matter anymore. Your blood must pay for his. An eye for an eye. That is the way of the judges of old.
You don't appear armed.
I don't need a gun or a sword to kill you. There are 100 kilograms of gunpowder beneath our very feet. One more step and this entire area will go. Well, scum.
Inspector, just in time. You look a little singed.
Did you hear the explosion, Monster Poopies?
I did. It seems the rumors are true, Mousy. The revolution is in full swing.
Come on, get in there. Visitors, Monster Poopies, visitors!
I wonder who... Oh my, King Louis Felipe. Good afternoon, Your Majesty.
Are you Monsieur Poopies?
I am, and this is my companion, Mousy.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Majesty.
I must admit, I rarely have a gentleman of your caliber in this office. Please have a seat. Mousy, fetch His Majesty some tea.
Wee-doo-wee!
I hear you can make people disappear. Ah, yes. A new identity, a new face. Indeed, I can make that happen, of course. There is a price.
How much?
Normally, such a service would cost 100 francs, but for you, Your Majesty, 10,000.
10,000 francs? I don't carry that sort of money on my person.
I'm sure you can find a way. That crown on your head and the egg in your hand will certainly be enough to pay for this exquisite service.
Huh. Yeah, crook Montseville, please.
Now, let's not call each other names. We're both grown men. Now, let's see. You'll need a disguise. Yeah, here we go. Put this on.
How do I look?
Mousy, could you come here for a moment, please?
What is it, Monsieur Rupees? Who's this cockatoo? Where'd King Louis Felipe go?
You see, Your Majesty?
It's that convincing?
Of course, but we'll need to give you a new name and identity to match your new look. We'll need a name that's original yet ordinary, subtle yet exquisite.
John Smith?
Brilliant, Mousy. Monsieur, your name is now John Smith. You're an upstanding English gentleman.
Je m'appelle John Smith.
That's no good. We're gonna have to work on your English accent. Repeat after me. My name is John Smith.
My name is Jean Smith.
Wow. Did you grow up in London, Your Majesty? Your accent is impeccable.
Really?
Tell him, Mousy.
He didn't understand any of it, so it must have been perfect English.
Disguise, name, accent. I think we're all set. Alrighty, Mr. Smith.
I don't think so.
Of course you're ready. Flee, monsieur, flee. Take a horse to Calais, and from there hire a boat to take you to the shores of England.
Do you think you'll make it to England, Monsieur Rupees?
With that disguise, Mousy, I think our client will be lucky to make it down the street. Come on, let's return this egg to Sultan.
Come on, bird braid, and time's wasting. Well, look who finally decided to get up.
Give me a break, my legs are killing from running all over Paris. Besides, we just had the case of a century. I think we're allowed one day to relax. Let's play some Jack Noir.
Nah, I got a stack of mail we have to reply to.
Mail?
Inspector Valerity has asked us to sign off some paperwork regarding the death of Frere Remus. Cook Rico wants us to arrange a lunch meeting to discuss potential future collaborative projects. And Madame Vermont has asked us to establish a constitution for a second republic, if you can believe that. Plus, we have like a dozen requests for legal work from other citizens of Paris. I guess word's gone around our involvement in the king's trial, huh?
Oh dear. So much to do. All I want to do is take a holiday.
Hey Falcon, I think we're about to see some changes.
Changes?
The old king is gone, the prime minister's resigned, the second republic is kicking off. I'm just saying, I think this could be a start of a new era of peace for Paris.
I have no idea.
No idea, huh? Me neither. France has a scary unwritten future ahead of it.
But enough talk about politics, Farrison. Let's go pick up some breakfast.
Sounds good. I feel like pains or chocolate.
A game which gives you logic. Oh. Okay, this game was delightful. Hey. We did it. Yes, we did. Another off the backlog, right? Shantae, we're going to be starting later on this week. I don't know if we'll be tomorrow, but I'm downloading it tonight, so it'll be soon. You've reached the end of Route B, Egalite. The ending you received was determined by the decisions you made in Chapter 3. Try tackling the Catacombs trial differently in order to see a different ending. Thank you for playing Aviary Attorney. I think we got the best ending. I'm cool with leaving it like that. Well, it's late as hell, and I need to take some pain meds. But in the meantime, do not eat or drink any questionable substances. Make smart decisions, not die. Dying is absolutely forbidden, and I will see all of you wonderful people at a later time. Take care, guys.